Hi Scorpio, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your weekly tarot reading for the week of December 6th to the 12th, 2021. Thank you so much for joining me. Just keep in mind this is general as we move forward with the reading. So don't stress over what doesn't resonate, just take what does, alrighty? And if you're looking to book a personal reading with myself, more than recommended, of course. The information is down below, including my email. Just reach out and I'll get that started for you. And as well, don't forget to check out the other placements within your individual chart. Wow, excuse me. For more messages, for additional messages. Bear with me, it's early. The struggle is a bit real. Anyways, to move right along, thank you in advance for all of your likes, comments, and subscriptions. All right, let's do this. We're going to begin by pulling the overall message, focus for the week from the Sacred Forest Oracle deck, and then we'll pull the main part of the reading from the Gilded Tarot Real deck. And then we'll finish up by pulling some additional final messages, some additional inspiration from the Find Your Happy deck. Don't be surprised if there's a little bit of a struggle within your week. All right, let's see here. For my lovely Scorpios for this upcoming week. Okay. All right, we're going to go with the 2. There is a focus on your happiness in the areas of your life you feel very uncertain about, needing some clarity, some enlightenment on all of which. But I do feel like it's going to be a week of growth, to say the very least, where there's a highlight, an underlining focus on your growth, on how even the difficulties do assist in that process. So we have Refuge. There's a focus on how protected you feel, or you may be feeling inclined to protect others this week. Very interesting. Thinking a lot about, things like the roof over your head, where you live, stuff like that, how that protects you, or, your job, or your, however you make your money, that being a protective form, talking about your security. Interesting. Your stability. But there's definitely a focus on your beauty this week. Taking care of oneself. If you lost touch with those routines, like going to the gym, taking care of yourself, getting your hair done, your nails done, doing a face mask here and there, whatever makes you feel beautiful. I do feel like people will be viewing you in a very good looking light, horribly put, in a very attractive light. You also will feel a connection to nature this week in one way, shape, or form. Some of you thinking about traveling somewhere tropical. For my lovely Scorpios. Keep them coming for Scorpio. Wow. It could feel like the attention you're receiving at certain points is a little bit feisty or just too much. I feel like a lot of you, doors are starting to open or will be soon enough, as I'm looking at the Passage card. Passing through from one chapter to the next of your life. Exiting a very struggle-filled chapter and feeling like some of those struggles are still trickling around you or just a part of your situation. But I do feel like you're moving towards happier days, clearer waters, less struggles. Okay, so keep that in mind. With the Six of Swords, it feels like it's truly relevant. A lot of you Scorpios just moving towards feeling the need to walk away from a situation, even if it's temporary, to prioritize your happiness, your comfort. So be it. But I even find that a lot of people are paying attention to you almost too much this week, to the point where you have to sort of reject a person here or there, or you have to prioritize one person over the other, and you might feel a little bit bad about that. Some of you won't, but so be it. With the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck, there's a focus on your confidence as well, being pushed by the universe to sit back in your throne, feeling very much like a fire sign this week. You might find that your emotions have run dry to an extent, or you just feel sort of passionate. Your passionate side is overriding your emotional side, feeling less like a water sign this week. Interesting. But all the meanwhile, you're being reminded that you're truly abundant, that your cup is overflowing. I see your third eye opening this week to um, a lot of clarity, a lot of what you went through, why you went through certain difficulties and how it led you to where you are. It's like things may not be perfect, where you are now, but everything kind of happens for a reason, kind of seeing the puzzle pieces start to fall into place. Again, exiting a chapter or a couple of chapters that were a bit difficult. Seeing even the difficulties as as a blessing in disguise, right? Feeling quite motivated a lot of the week. Anyways, moving on to the 3 cards, a very interesting spread. We have the 5 of Swords. So you begin the week and there's a bit of conflict to a certain extent. It's like you can't begin a fresh start, a new beginning that you desire, within your heart, your soul. Let's find out more. Maybe feeling a bit impatient all the meanwhile. 2 of Cups and a 3 of Wands. So we have the number 33 coming out. So 333 actually. A reminder of your success in spirituality. At the very least, your success. I do feel like a lot of you desire a fresh start when it comes to your romantic life, your love life in general. Whether it's somebody from the past that you've been thinking about thoroughly or the person you're with currently, you desire a fresh start with them. Wanting to put the past behind you, those struggles behind you, and just begin again. Some of you finding that it's a never-ending battle to a certain extent, finding it hard to put aside those past issues. Does that make sense? Or, you are ready to put them aside or, put them behind you guys, but they won't. Some of you, if you're single, it feels like you're just, it's hard to leave your past relationships aside, behind mentally, emotionally, feeling like you've been treated dirty or wrong in the past, or you just went through the ringer to a certain extent. But it's like this confusion of you, however that pertains to you once again, but then you're very motivated, ready to go. It could confuse whoever you're considering or wrapping yourself up with at this time, or is re-entering your life. 10 of Cups. And so moving forward, it feels like midweek there's a focus on your happiness. Once again, your happily ever after, your home life, your family. Interestingly enough, this one's aligned with the Refuge card, and I feel as if this is the point in the week in the middle where you'll be thinking thoroughly about how protected your family is. How can you protect them more? Feeling like your strength is needed in a lot of ways. I feel like a good amount of you Scorpios are put in a situation where you have to be an example, a leader to a certain extent, even if you're not the head of your household or the head of your family. It just feels like your example, your intuition, your knowledge, your wisdom is needed at this time to show people the way. Feeling like you've been through the ups and downs to the point where you can teach people not to, the right versus wrong. Interesting wording. I didn't like it at all, but the point is, I feel as if you went through a lot of trial and errors and to the point where you can be an example for others or be the right in a situation. Tens can talk about completion, and I feel like a lot of you are thinking about completing a living situation, thinking about wrapping up a lease, or thinking about when that lease will come to an end, or moving to a different location to better your family or your situation or oneself. Thinking about, if you don't have a family yet, when that'll come to be, and how you would protect all of which. Feeling very grateful nonetheless to have a roof over your head, I feel like. 3 of Pentacles. And so you finish up the week or make your way to do so, and this is when you're getting the most attention. I feel like in the beginning of the week as well, but I could feel at the end of the week, it just pours in. People are noticing you. You may implement a level of self-care when it comes to taking care of oneself, your beauty, in the middle of the week or so, or in the first chunk of the week in general. But you make your way to wrap up the week, and people are noticing you in work, outside of work, friends, coworkers, potential loved ones. If you felt a person that you were considering from the past or even in the present moment for love wasn't noticing you, they will by the end of the week. seeing you in a very strong, confident light, seeing you as that example once again, and as a very abundant individual. Wow, bear with me as I struggle. It feels like their third eye is starting to open to how much you have to offer, how much you bring to the table, how good looking you truly are. Wow, what a reading. I mean, I struggled throughout it, but I mean, everything happens for a reason in these readings. Yeah, and just remember that at the bottom of the deck, the right choice is the choice that feels expansive and joyful to you. You might have a lot of opinionated, judgmental people around you when it comes to who you're choosing or the choices that you're moving forward with. All right? It's what you want, how you feel that matters most. Issues are just old patterns I need to address. And that could have to do with who you're reconsidering, or just moving forward with in general. Or it could have to do with you and your struggles and moving from one chapter to the next. But at the end of the day, I'm compassionate with myself. It takes time to heal. And so it's definitely a week of healing nonetheless. All right? So I hope this reading was truly helpful. I do want to thank you once again in advance for the likes, comments, and subscriptions. I hope you have the most amazing week, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Scorpio.